Learning more about menopause, weight, and if inflammation is to blame, naturopathic doctor, Dr. Jacqui Fleury joins me with more in Healthy Living. Good morning, Jacqui.
Good morning, Chantal.
And talking about menopause this morning, what are you hearing from your clients and maybe some symptoms, common menopause symptoms?
Well, I hear a similar story every day where women in their 40s and 50s will say to me, I just don't feel like myself. And so they'll start to notice changes seemingly overnight in things like their energy, brain fog. Obviously, weight gain is a primary concern for women. And it's very frustrating and kind of scary for them because they can seemingly see things changing day by day. And so I wanted to sort of bring to light the some of the underlying reasons why a woman might be feeling the way she's feeling at that time of life.
Yeah, maybe, well, you feel those changes, maybe you don't feel like yourself. What can women maybe expect, and that connection between menopause and weight gain?
Well, probably the single most unexplored concept is around the concept of inflammation. So as we are going through menopause, our estrogen is dropping, and that's going to happen whether we want it to or not. But what often happens is when that estrogen drops, there is an amplification of some of the underlying symptoms. And one of those symptoms that women may have been dealing with heading into their 40s and 50s is inflammation. And that inflammation might sit kind of quiet in their 40s, but then as soon as the estrogen starts to drop, there is an amplification of that inflammation. And one of the strategies to cope with that inflammation is obviously perhaps to take estrogen, but that won't correct some of the underlying factors that are contributing to that inflammation in the first place. And one of those factors is insulin resistance. So it's kind of the chicken and the egg. If your body isn't utilizing insulin very well, then you can become inflamed. And then if you become inflamed, then the cell membranes don't work as well, and that causes more insulin resistance.
So what are some maybe supplements, or how can we add something into our day to balance out that imbalance?
Well, obviously nutrition and exercise and sleep are really important, but what I find with women is that when they feel so unwell, if they're not sleeping, if they have brain fog, if they're achy all the time, it's really hard to make some of those positive changes. So what we want to look for is what are some of those underlying contributing factors. And one of the tests that I find really valuable is to test for the omega-3 fatty acid status, because if they are not in balance with their omega-3 fats, and they're out of balance with their omega-6, then that can cause the cell membrane to not work really well, which can contribute to this insulin resistance. So it's a test that is often not performed from their medical doctor, and it's a very easy at-home test that can be performed that can give you a whole lot more information about where you can start to correct those imbalances.
Any other items you want to add about testing or recommendations, Jacqui, maybe where you can get that test?
Well, absolutely. You can reach out to my office and I can put people in contact with how to get their hands on that test. That's something that we could do together just to demonstrate for people how easy it is. But I think the takeaway is that we want to test, we don't just want to guess. And women are looking for answers, and they go to their doctor and they run standard blood panels, and at the end of the day they're told everything looks fine, even though they don't feel fine. So these are some of the functional tests that are very relevant, that are key to helping women really get to the root of why they're feeling the way they're feeling.
Wonderful. Get that starting point, yes, and go from there with a little bit of help.
Absolutely.
Okay. Very interesting topic, Jacqui. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.